wbz-tv meteorologist Barry Burbank, and I have your forecast for the next several days, and just a little bit of a look back and a study of contrast here, comparing this February school vacation week coming up here that we're in now to the last couple of years. The last couple of years were incredibly warm. In fact, both years, both February vacations, in 2017 and 2018, the average high temperature was 16 degrees above the average. We had two really warm days in 2017. That was Thursday and Friday of that week, 68 and 73 degrees. And last year we had two really warm days as well, but they occurred on Tuesday and Wednesday at 70 and 72 degrees. But that is definitely not going to be the case this year. We're going to have a rather cold week for sure, with temperatures below average until we get toward the end of the week. And it looks like the average of the high temperatures will be about 4 degrees below the average. So that's quite a contrast for sure. But if you like the cold weather and the snow, there's plenty of snow. You can go skiing this week. Not only this President's Day weekend, but all week looks like fantastic conditions up north, and even the Massachusetts resorts are looking good. Massachusetts resorts are going to get the most snow out of this impending storm. Today, it's light wind up in most of the ski areas, and some cloudiness showing up during the afternoon. Tomorrow, there'll be flurries across the northern ski areas, not that much, but it'll be cold enough so they'll probably be making some more snow there. The southern resorts will get the most snow, but not a huge amount, but a few inches likely. I'll show you that snow map momentarily. High temperatures this afternoon, 35 to 37 in most spots around Boston, and that's certainly lower than yesterday afternoon's highs of lower middle 40s. So we'll be colder this afternoon, and the sunshine will start to be interfered because clouds will start rolling in as the afternoon progresses. And these will be highs across the nation. The cold weather continues north, although not as frigid as it has been. And it looks like it's going to be warm in Florida all week. Perhaps you're going to be down in Florida to see some of the spring training going on. It's going to be in the 80s there all week long. But around here, we got this storm on its way. It doesn't look like it's too powerful or well organized yet, and never will become a significant or important storm. But it has a swath of moisture with it. Looks like it's going to get its act together a little bit more than we had anticipated at this time yesterday morning. Consequently, we've got to beef it up a little bit in terms of the amounts, but still not going to transition into a major storm. So a bit of cloudiness starts showing up this afternoon, especially northern New England. Everything thickens up this evening, and then we get the snows coming in. Looks like it's delayed a little bit from getting here, so it's probably not going to be happening until midnight, after midnight in Boston, and just before midnight out in the Connecticut River Valley. So these will be at temperatures overnight. There's the timestamp always in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. You can see this blue shading represents snow, and it'll be with us into tomorrow morning. But right along the New England south coast, it's probably going to turn to some rain, or be at least mixed down there, and so that's going to cut down on the amounts there. And then it may go back to plain snow for a while during tomorrow afternoon. As it just continues to snow into tomorrow afternoon, as it slowly swirls on out of here, it isn't going to be major snows during the day. It's just going to be occasional snow showers, snow in the air, but looks like with treatment of the roads will become much better during later tomorrow morning and into the afternoon. Even though it's still snowing, it looks like the roads will become much better for traveling. Then it clears out tomorrow night. It'll be a nice, bright, sunny, but very cold start on Tuesday morning. The National Weather Service has a winter storm watch up in this bluish shaded area, southeastern Massachusetts, starting at 10 p.m. tonight. Looks like that really isn't going to get underway until midnight or so, and that watch and the weather advisory will be up until 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. The weather advisory in this purple area may be expanded a little bit. So here's what I'm expecting for snowfall out of this new storm coming up. Because there's going to be some rain involved in the Cape, I'm expecting 1 or 2 inches, probably 1 inch in Nantucket at the most, and also the Vineyard, and then over the main body of the Cape, 1 or 2 inches, maybe isolated 3-inch amounts as you get close to the Bourne, the Cape Cod Canal, for example. This will be the swath where 3 to 5 inches of snow falls. Now, the heaviest should be right in the middle of this zone right in here. And so I think Boston's being on the outside, so I'm thinking maybe 3 to 3.5 inches of snow in Boston and along the Mass Pike. And then it looks like as you move to the north, the amounts should drop off. So 3 inches right along this boundary here. As you go up toward Acton, Leominster to Lowell, it's probably down to 2.5 to 2 inches. And you get just across the border, and probably Hollis and Nashua and Manchester probably just close to 2 inches or just under. It gets to 1 inch just north of Manchester, and beyond that, there's not all that much farther north. Now, this is a President's Day storm. Compare tomorrow's deal, and that's not a big deal, 3 inches plus in Boston. for February 17th, starting late this evening, and tomorrow the 18th. Compare that to Boston's biggest storm ever. It happened on President's Day, February 17th and 18th on 2003. Boston's top snowstorm, beating the blizzard of 78. Blizzard of 78 just had just under this at 27.1 inches. The blizzard of the President's Day blizzard of 2003 had 27.5 inches. So the main impact from the upcoming storm is primarily just the snow and slippery travel. There won't be any rain or any flooding in terms of rain to produce any flooding on the South Coast or the Cape. Not expecting strong wind gusts out of this that would be damaging, not expecting a flash freeze, not expecting any coastal flooding. So that's good news. So here comes the storm. It moves south into New England, so we're mostly in the snow shield except right along the New England South Coast and the Cape. It moves on out, so we have clearing up. It's going to be a cold, sunny day on Tuesday. And into Wednesday, the high-pressure center moves offshore, and the next set of storms come up. This one is going to move to the west of us, and this one is going to produce probably a change to rain here on Thursday morning. We're watching tides this week because they're very high. We have a full moon coming up on Tuesday, and it's the full snow moon this month, and the tides are going to be close to 12 feet for 3 days at midday. Tuesday, 10:36, Wednesday at 11:29 in the morning, Thursday at 12:22 in the afternoon. So not concerned about this tide because the wind will be offshore. The wind will be somewhat onshore for this tide Wednesday night and mainly Thursday and Thursday noon, but I don't think it's going to be major. So therefore, we don't think there's going to be a major coastal flood event, but there could be some minor coastal flooding on that tide coming up on Thursday. There's your forecast of the next 7 days ahead. 2 storms, one tomorrow, and the next one starting Wednesday night and Thursday morning. Again, both storms will not be major, but just be careful driving around in some of these slippery roads early tomorrow. That's the forecast for now. Have a nice rest of the holiday weekend.